Welcome back to Movie Climax. Today I will show you a sci-fi and horror film, Splice. Released in the year 2009, sit back and enjoy. Clive Nicoli and Elsa Cast are a couple of genetic engineers who work for Nucleic Exchange Research and Development, NERD. Their primary role at the company is to perform research on splicing the DNA of various animals to produce hybrid creatures with unique characteristics. The company's goal is to exploit the unique substances present in the hybrid's body to develop medicines that can treat the majority of the world's maladies. Clive and Elsa bring out a successful hybrid male creature at the start of the film. They name the creature Fred and pair him with Ginger, their previous successful female monster. Everyone watches in awe as Fred and Ginger meet for the first time and greet each other by making a ball-like shape with their tongues. Clive and Elsa are later in a meeting with the company's CEO, Joan Corrett. Joan is overjoyed with the outcome of their experiment and is eager to begin extracting genetic elements that will aid in the creation of medicines right away. The couple proposes creating a human hybrid since it will provide them with a greater variety of substances to pick from. Diseases such as Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and even some forms of cancer can be treated with such chemicals. Joan, on the other hand, prefers to concentrate on the existing hybrids for the time being. Elsa is adamant that if they do not act first, someone else will. However, the CEO is firm about her choice. The pair leaves the conference disheartened and angry, but they do not intend to back down. They decide to undertake the experiment on their own because the firm will not allow them to. Elsa obtains human DNA from a random donor and the two begin experimenting on splicing it with animal DNA, as they did with Fred and Ginger. When they fail to match the DNA after a couple of tries, Elsa proposes they bring out another person's DNA and try again. She delivers Clive a sample, claiming it to be the greatest human DNA she could discover. The two finally get the temperature perfect, and the splicing is successful. They will now have to incubate the cell and allow it to mature into a fetus. However, because human cloning is illegal and considered highly unethical in genetic engineering, Clive wants to halt the project. Elsa, on the other hand, insists on continuing only to see if the splicing was effective. She claims that the experiment will be regulated, so it won't matter if they fail. Clive agrees and places the cells in an incubator. The couple watches as the cells begin to multiply rapidly. Later, the couple is at home when they receive an emergency message from the lab. They rush there to see that the fetus has fully matured, far sooner than its due date. Clive smashes the incubator, and a slimy thing falls to the ground. They depart after placing the creature in a secure location. Clive informs Elsa the next morning that the pregnancy must be killed since it is harmful. Elsa doesn't want to kill it just yet, but she knows they'll be in big trouble if anyone finds out about the creature. They visit the lab, only to discover that the creature has already died. When Elsa unlocks the cell, she discovers that it is only the monster's exterior skin, indicating that the thing is alive and somewhere near her. Then it screeches from the ceiling. Clive urges Elsa to leave so that they can poison the room and kill the beast. Elsa, on the other hand, does the reverse and extends her hand to the newborn, calling it close. Clive appears, startling the beast. The couple exits the room and uses gas to knock out the beast. They discover she is a female and is rapidly growing after inspecting it. At this pace, she will be dead in months, so they want to make the most of the time she has left by observing her rather than killing her. The X-rays reveal a tumor inside her body, which the couple is perplexed about. The monster also has a venomous tail that she uses for protection. It had been a week since the creature was born. Clive tries to feed her but she refuses. The couple quickly discovers that she primarily enjoys sweet foods, making it easy for them to feed her. Elsa begins to treat the young girl as if she were her own kid. She dresses her up and teaches the creature how to spell her name. The small creature spells nerd by imitating the lettering on Elsa's clothing. Elsa is taken aback by her brilliance and names the girl Dren, an anagram of nerd. Clive then enters and accuses Elsa of treating Dren like a pet. They begin to dispute loudly, which is overheard by Clive's brother, Gavin, who also works at Nerd. He slips into their lab and is attacked by Dren. Elsa scolds the girl and begs her to leave. Clive tries to explain the problem to Gavin, who is enraged that they are conducting an unlawful experiment. The couple realizes they can't keep Dren in the lab any longer and transports her to the facility's basement. When they arrive, the creature develops a fever and ceases to breathe. Clive immerses her in a cold bath, and the couple realizes that Dren's tumor was actually an amphibian lung, allowing her to breathe underwater as well. The couple is forced to show Ginger and Fred to the media at a press conference. They present the animals together, but the meeting quickly devolves into pandemonium as the creatures begin to battle one another, resulting in carnage. Later, Clive and Elsa explain what went wrong to CEO Joan. Ginger has apparently altered her gender and become a man. As a result, the two males fought. The pair had been so preoccupied with Dren that they had missed Ginger's gender transition. Joan commands that all splicing processes be halted and that the protein be synthesized at whatever cost. The entire institution will be taken over in a few days, therefore Dren must be relocated somewhere safe. The couple intends to take her to Elsa's mother's old farmhouse in the middle of nowhere. Dren will be safer and have more flexibility this way. She is now an adult a few months later. Later, Elsa and Clive bring Dren to the barn, but she flees in fear. The pair discovers her devouring a bunny nearby and takes her inside. Elsa scolds an obviously upset Dren, forcing her to leap into a water tank. Clive believes she needs to be alone for a time, so they both work on cleaning the house for her. Dren refuses to eat at night and makes the phrases tedious and outside with the alphabet, claiming she is bored and wants to go outside. When Elsa refuses, Dren becomes enraged and flees through the skylight window. The pair climb to the roof to observe that she has sprouted wings and is preparing to fly away. Clive calls her back and declares his love for her. Dren hugs him and agrees to return inside. The next day, Elsa and Dren are together when Elsa discovers photos of Clive that Dren had sketched. She is beginning to develop feelings for him. Dren then finds a cat and plays with it, but Elsa pulls it away from her, fearful that she will also murder it. Clive returns home to a depressed Dren and dances with her to make her smile. While dancing, he suddenly discovers that Elsa used her own DNA to produce Dren. Clive confronts Elsa angrily for putting herself through the experiment. Elsa, on the other hand, rejects the matter, arguing that they have progressed too far to discuss it now. The next day, Elsa gives a cat to Dren as a gift, thinking that she should have more pals, but Dren kills the cat with her tail and attacks Elsa as well. Dren grabs the keys from Elsa and opens the door, surprising her. But before she can flee, Elsa knocks her out and ties her to a table. She has decided to cut her tail in order to no longer pose a menace to anyone. Clive walks in to see a naked Dren bound to the table with her tail severed. He feels sorry for the girl and releases her. Later, he is watching Dren with cameras installed in her room. He tenderly touches her through the screen but stops when he understands what he is doing. Meanwhile, Elsa is in the lab, where she has successfully created the protein using Dren's tail venom. She dashes to the farmhouse to inform Clive of the wonderful news. Clive, on the other hand, enters into Dren's chamber and is met by Dren, who kisses him. He tries to retaliate, but eventually gives in and make out with the beast. Elsa enters the room and is shocked by what she sees. She flees violently, followed by Clive, who apologizes. After much deliberation, they decide to kill Dren and end the situation once and for all. When they return to the farm, they find her on the edge of death. Her life has come to an end as a result of her quick development as a beast. The couple remains by her side as she breathes her last breath. Elsa sobs, mourning the death of her daughter-like creature. Heartbroken, the two bury the body outside. Just then, Clive's brother Gavin enters with an official from NERD. They've discovered human DNA in the protein samples and have come to view the creature. Elsa assures them she's dead, but a loud screech is heard right then. Dren wasn't really dead after all. She, like Ginger, has transformed into a man and has become hostile. Within seconds, the male Dren murders Gavin and his friend. It takes Clive into a pond and then rushes after Elsa. Soon after, Elsa is apprehended by the male Dren, who uses his regenerated sharp tail to rip off her clothes and make out with her. Clive eventually rushes to her help and stabs Dren with a wood. It causes little to no harm to the beast because he regenerates swiftly. Dren is about to murder Clive when Elsa bashes his skull with a rock. She does it repeatedly but then pauses, pitying the beast. Dren, on the other hand, seizes the opportunity to kill Clive with his tail. Elsa kills the beast after seeing him kill her boyfriend. It had been a couple of months since the incident. Elsa sits with Joan, who offers her a deal. Elsa was impregnated by Dren and is now carrying his child. Jude wants to exploit the miracle child to develop medications for the benefit of humanity. Elsa accepts the offer, claiming she has nothing to lose. The end. Thanks for watching. Please, like, subscribe, and click the bell icon to get new movie recaps.